And I just first I want to say thanks to everybody. It's been a wild end of Q4, beginning of Q1, and I think we have some really positive things to think about and recognize. We got to give ourselves a pat on the back. What we went through, going into this little season, it was a uncharacteristically hard, slower season. So, coming out, we felt ourselves going to the 300s, coming to the 400s. If you guys haven't seen, we're gonna be up in the mid 500s this month. All right, can I give you a little golf clap on that? And we have to restore our confidence. We have to restore our inspiration. We have to restore our energy. And Stuart and I were trying to come up with an analogy that expresses that, because when you go into a little bit of a slow time, it affects our energy, it affects our attitude. It's like, geez, what's going on here? It's almost like my nutritional value. I'm not getting my vitamins. I'm not getting my loans that I need, my loans to process or to underwrite. And so just be pumped about that. It's opportunity that we have at hand right now, and we, better than our peers, better than our competition, we've taken advantage of the slow time. We're growing in the recruiting department. Ryan will touch on that. We're going to introduce new faces with Tara, but we're exceeding first quarter last year, so that's a good thing. All right. I don't want to totally over celebrate.
Don't go buy a new car yet.
We're trending in the right direction.
Yeah, we're trending in the right direction, and you don't want to over celebrate, because first quarter last year, mortgage bankers nationwide, that was the quarter that they reported first quarter earnings were a loss. Okay, so exceeding our numbers, that's a good thing. We're not in the clear, but our energy's coming back. It's good timing. Yesterday, the Feds announced that we're not doing the 2 rate hikes this year like what was planned. So we had 4 rate hikes last year. We're planning to have 2 rate hikes this year. Not having a rate hike, woo! All right,
something to celebrate.
That's something to celebrate. But you could kind of play off that too. Sort of how we have felt. The Feds are feeling that too. Coming out of it gives us the ability, for inflation purposes, unemployment, to raise those rates. So they're not raising those rates. Obviously, they're feeling it too, but that creates more opportunity for us. With that, restoring the energy and our inspiration, we've been working our tails off for the vision for 2019, and we've got how many iterations and lots and lots. We probably got 20 hours into it. At first, me personally, I was like, why are we working on the vision? Like, we've worked so hard on the vision for the company in years past. And we've talked about our core values being heart. We've talked about being better together. People are a priority. We've talked about all that stuff. John has pushed us to say it can't be vague. And I was like, what are you talking about can't be vague? Oh, he reminded me, in years past, we've sometimes been accused of having heart or not having heart. And I said, well, I don't want to just have heart. I want to have heart and I want to kick ass. I want both of those things. I don't want to, it's not always going to be fun, but I want to come to work and have fun. And it can't always be fun, because we got to also have excellence. And with what you guys voted on, we had an external and internal vision vote. We had 150 people vote.
It's huge.
So if you guys saw it and you voted, thank you. I read every single one, all the comments that you guys input. We had a vision meeting. We went through them all. And the words that totally moved me, you guys like words like, I want to come to work and I want to be inspired. And I want to come to work and I want to inspire. And that's what gives me energy. The cool part about that word inspire, it has fun. Like, you can't inspire me unless it has something to do with fun. You can't inspire me unless it has to do with excellence too. So we talked a lot about family, protecting the family, being the best place to work. And John was pushing us to have something measurable, and that some of the vision statements, it's like, well, being measured, like, how do I measure something? Well, it's not like we're a sports team. If we're a hockey team, I could say, I want to hold the Stanley Cup. That's super measurable. It's a very clear vision. I know exactly where we're going. Well, we know we want to exceed customer expectations. That's what we're about. We do it every day, and that's something that we all do. We know we want to exceed company expectations. Where are we going to get the power and the energy to do that? from inspiring each other and being inspired. So right now it feels like all the interaction where we're headed in 2019 is we're a family inspiring each other, and that inspiration is going to create the energy to deliver, higher than expected expectations for the customer and expectations for the company. So that's where we're ending up. I hope that feels inspiring to you guys and gives you that energy. With that vision and with the core values, we're not getting rid of having heart, because every decision, everything that you do every day, we have to run that through that litmus test. And does it feel like that? And we have to give ourselves permission that not every day is it going to be like that. We can screw up, you guys. Not every time are you going to have, urgency or, integrity. We hopefully have that every time, but we might not have that every time. If you don't have it, Tara and I were talking about this morning, if you don't have something, the purpose of a vision is, am I taking one step closer to that? Or am I neutral, or am I taking one step backwards? And if we're taking one step backwards from where we're headed, we got to course correct. We got to get our shit together and do it. So, in simple terms, I want to be very clear. I want to have heart, and I want to kick ass, and I want to be a family, and I want to be inspired, and I want to inspire you guys. So, there you go. Dave, let's talk about growth.
Yes.
We've increased market share, even though it's been hard. Our numbers are growing, but we're growing the family. So Tara, tell us, who's joined us? What are we doing with celebrating our growth?
Yeah, we've had a lot of great growth here in the company this year alone. So I'm actually going to ask all of the new hires to join me up here so that we can get everybody familiar with their faces. And you guys will know who is in our family, who's been walking around here. So come on up, guys. I'm going to put you on the spot. I am going to make you talk. So this isn't everybody. I do want to let all the new hires know that the new hires that weren't able to join us today, I will be reaching out to you for introductions, because we do want to make sure that everybody's aware of who you are. So I'm going to have everybody give us your name, your position, the team and department that you joined, and any additional facts that you want to share with us. So I'll start with you, Beatrice.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Beatrice Herval. I am part of the Bates team. I joined in February, and I am just really glad to be a part of VIP. I joined after being 16 years in new home sales and did a lot of searching for a career shift. And I know Austin's family. He's an awesome man, and I joined because of him.
Cool.
Awesome. Welcome.
I am Joe Kemp. I am a loan officer with the John Crawford branch out of Tempe. Joined in late January. Excited about the whole family atmosphere from onboarding all the way up to the top. You raise your hand, they're there to help you. So I love that about this company. And fun fact about me, I just became a grandfather a week ago.
That's awesome.
For the group, can you also explain the rest of the team, Crawford and the gang?
Yeah, we all came from another company, starts with an A. John Crawford was a branch manager there. He's our branch manager here. It's a great team dynamic. Wanted to make a switch to where we felt like we were a part of something.
Yeah.
And there's myself, Crawford, Bill Payton, Robin, and Kevin Quam.
Yeah.
And it's a great team atmosphere. We all help each other. When someone has a problem, we kind of bounce it off of each other, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, cool. Perfect. And you guys are down in Tempe.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice, good stuff. My name is Devin Fremo. I recently, I guess, came over just this month from another company that starts with an A. One cool thing about, it's always difficult to make a move, and the move that we made, well, I guess first of all, I came over with kind of a branch as a unit. My brother Jason and his partner Joe are our branch managers.
Yep.
We've got about 6 or 7 of us that came over right now. We've got a few more stragglers that will be coming over soon. In the decision to make the move, we interviewed probably 5 or 6 of the top games in town, and VIP was the winner. So that's gotta feel good that you're up against some other competition. There's something going on here, something special that won us over. It's not an easy decision, so something cool to know that you guys got something cool going on here. So we're very happy to be here, very excited. I'm a loan officer. We have a little bit of a team environment, kind of like John's team over there. Let's see, fun fact about me. Golly, there's so many. How does one choose? Let's see. I have. Okay, let's do this. I'm a habitual bed maker. I have made my bed every single day, traveling, hotels, you name it, for probably the past 15 years. It's a fantastic habit. If you're not currently doing it, I encourage you to make your bed every day.
I think that's technically a brain hack. You're giving yourself a dopamine injection.
Right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Just like washing your car's mine or organizing your purse. Yeah.
Nice.
My name is Tom Lane. I'm a loan officer. I'm on the Fremont team with Devin. Same thing. Came over with the whole branch. Been here for a couple weeks now. Definitely feeling your guys' culture. I feel like it's definitely everyone helps everyone. You just ask and everyone, like 3 people come and try to help you out. So that feels great. Fun fact. I make my bed occasionally, but no, I'm an avid CrossFitter. I love CrossFit. I drink the Kool-Aid with that, so I enjoy that. That's my hobby.
And good morning, I'm Rick Brenbach. I'm part of the Bass team from San Antonio, assigned also with the Bates team here. Basically, I've got about 30 years in the industry, from every aspect, from doing foreclosures right on through to originations, underwriting. I've got about 25 years as an underwriter. Now going to be doing production, initial reviews, some training, and a lot of other little things that I'll get my hands into. As far as a fun fact, I'm a avid Mustang enthusiast. I've got a 1971 Mustang, been president of the San Antonio Mustang Club for several years. And absolutely love cruising around town in that. I'm looking very much forward to having San Antonio, which is a fantastic market, become one of the major contributors to corporate goals here. I think you're going to see a lot of San Antonio files coming through. So I'm looking forward to a long future with y'all.
My name is Erica Leaks. I had the pleasure of being able to work for VIP 4 years ago as a contractor. So even though I had to go then, I practically jumped at the opportunity to come back. So that says a lot about the experience that I did have here, the people that I was able to meet, and I joined the HR department last month. I'm an HR admin, which is what I was doing before here as well. I guess a fun fact. I'm not the funnest person, but I'm not originally from here. I am from the Midwest, Indianapolis, Indiana, born and raised. So I guess people find that interesting about me that I'm not from here. So yeah, I just moved out here with my mom and my 2 little ones. I have a 2- and 3-year-old. So 11 months apart. So I lied. That is fun. That is fun. Occupies a lot of time. So, but I'm glad to be back. So.
I encourage everybody to go ahead and welcome these new hires after our meeting. Make your face known to them so they are familiar with your names. So thank you guys so much for coming up here and joining us.
Welcome.
I'm so excited about it. So another thing I do want to touch on, open enrollment will be conducted next month, so stay tuned for some exciting benefits information. I don't have anything I can share with you now, but open enrollment will be conducted from the 8th to the 19th, so stay tuned. And then I think we have an awards update, right, Jason?
Right. So
Actually, let me hit on one thing in between.
Okay.
While we're still talking about growth and the vibe and the vision, and we got some. Stuart and I were talking about it's kind of like our juju coming back, and I think it's so cool that with the growth and you guys coming up, and you can feel it. You can feel a little more when you can see it, and we're talking about it, right? And Stu, I know you wanted to expand on that,
Yeah.
and Ryan a little bit too before we do the award thing.
Hey guys, the original Crawford. I'm still trying to work through having a second Crawford here. There's a lot of compliance we went
The
through.
original Crawford. How many Crawfords are there now?
There should only be 5 in the world, and 4 of them are in my family. So, but we keep having them. So, I just thank you guys all for coming in, and I'm sorry if I'm dancing a little because of my knee, and I'm also a little nervous because Pavle's like, he's just back there getting real judgy. I can tell he's trying to, he's like checking everybody out. I think I should come up front. But you know, as we talk about all this stuff, you know, everybody's gone through a lot of change recently, right? And the beauty of VIP is I feel like the leadership is authentic. And if you haven't worked at other companies, you know, I hear from other friends and people in my network, and and Ryan knows this, it's not normal to have authentic leadership, as horrible as that sounds. Most places, people aren't gonna tell you the real, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're just gonna hear what they think you wanna hear, so they just keep the factory going and the smoke coming out of the stacks. And I think it's really special that here at VIP, anyone you can talk to, we talk about this a lot, and you can always ask questions, and you could walk right up to Keith or Jay and say, what's going on with this, and they would tell you. That being said, you know, we're coming through this deal of like inspiration, right? And like we talked about, like it's all about being inspired right now. And are we coming to work to do mortgages? Yes, but are we really coming to work because we love the people we work with, we have fun with them, right? And that to me is the special part, because all of us can do whatever we want as far as the widget we make every day in the factory, but it's who you're around. You spend 80% of your time working, you want to work with people that you love and have fun with, right?
Sure.
And people that inspire you. And it's not just us inspiring you, it's you guys inspiring leadership too, which is also really important for us and our well-being, right? Just because Jay walks around and gives everybody a fist bump would also be pretty cool if we just went up to him and gave him a fist bump, right? And one of my favorite things that I've learned recently being around these guys is, you know, the saying of being the best version of ourselves. And you've maybe heard us talk about this, and I think it's an ongoing project that takes your whole life, and I don't know if anyone ever really figures it out. I think you're always trying to figure out what you want to be when you grow up. I'm a big believer in that. And
it's a quest.
It is a quest. And quests have ups and downs. If you ever played Zelda, I just dated myself. The newer Zelda. But being the best version of yourself, you know, what do you have to do that? You have to change. And change is the hardest thing for people to do, because we're creatures of habit, right? We're humans. And I don't know if you know, we talk about this a lot lately, and this has really hit home, but you know, how many of you guys are familiar with the lizard brain? Raise your hand. Okay, so I'll do my best here, but the lizard brain is this kind of scientific theory that there's this part of your brain that will stop you from change and doing things because it wants you to be safe and secure and comfortable. And it dates all the way back to if we were cavemen, and at that time, if you always had to be on guard, right? Because survival was every single day, every single minute. You never knew when a tiger was going to jump out of the jungle and rip your head off, right? Well, unfortunately, I don't think the lizard brain has really evolved where we are as humans today, and we all are going to survive. I mean, 24/7, you can find the Circle K and go find food, 365 every day of the week, right? So, but the lizard brain's an important thing, and Google it, and I actually have something we could send out to everybody I think is pretty cool on it. But it's a resistance, right? It will resist and stop you from something that you feel like is not comfortable, and that's change. Change is uncomfortable. So to be the best version of yourself, you have to change, even if it's something that's small in your daily routine. I think Wendy sent out a daily dose a few months ago that said something about that you know, the secret to success is in your routine and making change. And you can't change unless you make change. So make small changes every day and see what happens. I've tried testing it myself. It's not easy. It's really not easy. But when you do it and you can see yourself changing certain things, it's actually really fun. It becomes, you get used to being uncomfortable. Then it's like, I jumped off one cliff. I didn't hit the ground. I actually survived. What's it like to jump off the next cliff, right? So it kind of becomes addicting. Does that make sense?
Totally, dude. In my head, I have this huge lever, like this big power breaker, and I have to get it and shut off the autopilot. That's my lizard brain. But oh no, T-Guard, you're not going there, buddy. And I got to get up my frontal lobe where I actually can think and reason and take control. Like I'm turning the autopilot off, and I'm going to take the steering wheel and do what you're trying to do,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just think about that as you move through your day, and you know, one of my favorite games to do is anytime I have a meeting with somebody or have a conversation with somebody that's more than 5-10 minutes, like a sit down, a breakfast, a coffee, whatever it is. I don't care who the person is. I always try to get one thing out of that conversation that like makes me think, right, and inspires me. And if you just start thinking like that, you'll be shocked what comes out of conversations with people in your personal life, in your professional life. You will pick up little sound bites everywhere, but it requires you to listen. And sometimes that's hard for
You
us
gotta be
because
real and you gotta listen.
you gotta listen. You can't just wait for the mouth to stop moving and
Yeah.
then already be thinking about what you're gonna say. Just be in the moment.
Yeah,
And
that's good.
like we've talked about, Ryan, like ship it, right? Quit thinking about it, act, and then think. That's part of the lizard, that's part of beating the lizard brain, and that's really hard to do. I personally am not wired to just act and then think through it later. I've had to come through my own journey of overanalyzing things and then just trying to make faster and faster decisions. But as you do it, it becomes fun and you realize the world's not going to end. Circle K is still going to be open. You can get a Slim Jim anytime you want. It's all going to be good. So, yeah. You guys
Thanks,
have
Stu.
questions? I feel like we shouldn't end this thing without answering some questions about anything and everything.
Can you try snowboarding next time?
They asked if you wanted to go snowboarding instead of skiing. You heard that?
That's for skaters, dude. I don't want to get into that on camera. No questions?
Dude, it's a great message. That's powerful. I work on it every day, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and thank you
Good
guys for
message.
everything everybody does for all of us. And just if every day you do something to build your business, your brand, yourself, the people around you, then I think you got to win, even if you feel like you got your ass kicked all day.
Yeah.
Just one thing a day, just feel like you did something proactive and you built something. So
Yeah.
I think that's a good message too.
Okay,
Oh,
so
sorry
make
I
your
talked
bed every
so
day.
long. And making your bed every morning, that's a good one. My wife actually told me that. You get one win first
Yeah,
thing in the
exactly.
morning.
There you go.
Thanks, Stu. Rye, take us kind of what you've personally been, going through and your energy and.
Okay, so I know that there's been some uncertainty and fear, and we talk about seasons a lot, right? We're in a pretty bad season, I think, for a lot of people. I think the company wasn't doing, the industry was struggling, and a lot of us had just, including myself, a little bit of negativity going on, and they were asking me about recruiting and stuff, and I was like, I wasn't quite sure what I was recruiting for a little while there, because I had brought in everybody for a certain reason. It had been great, the energy was good, everybody was making a ton of money, and then all of a sudden, deals started, things just started getting worse.
The market, yeah.
The market, from the real estate, for the realtor side and the mortgage side. So, we've been talking a lot about this in the meetings over here, and Stu and I, and we're coming through, and a lot of it has to do with money. It really does. A lot of it has to do with how many deals we're doing. People are starting to feel like the energy again. We're getting more loans coming through. As I said, we're about to record levels here, and energy's coming back. And then these guys all came over, which was huge. And during that process, they were looking at other companies, like they said, and I was having conversations with the other companies that they were talking to, and they were like, "What are you guys doing? What's happening? Like, you guys are having a lot of success with these people coming over. Like, what are you guys doing?" And and I just go back to, like, it's really not anything except for we have a special place where we're at, like they said, the family vibe. Culture is kind of that cliche word, but it's the truth. And we fight like brothers do. We have arguments and we do our thing. But at the end of the day, we're in a special place where nobody wants to really leave, right? And regardless of what's happened, like Keith touched on, like, we've been accused of we project that we have heart, but we've been accused of not having heart, right? I mean, that's so much deeper than that, because the heart is there. It's the care factor, right? There's a huge care factor of keeping the lights on and making sure that everybody's protected. And sometimes things happen, right? And regardless of what you might hear outside these walls from other people from other companies, or people from this company that left, or people in here now, the negativity just in one ear out the other. If you hear it here, just shut it up, because it's good. We're doing good. Like, things are really, we're in a positive place right now, and the negative stuff just needs to stop.
Your juju's juju's back.
It is back. So, and it took a little bit of long conversations with Jay and with Keith, with Bohm and Stu, and we all had a little bit of a juju issue for a little bit, because we were nervous, right? Well, that fear's gone for me. It's gone for Stu. You know, and we're, you know, the focus is now, like, we just need to go back and go, okay, well, this is why people were here. This is why Austin came over, right? Tempe came over, and Stuckelberg, and you know, we've had a lot of huge successes over the last few years, and now with these guys coming over, that's a big group. It's a lot of successful people, and it makes a huge impact in the market, because people know, people talk about it. And I've had multiple comments made to me from other people from other companies about these guys coming. So we need to take that and ride it, and just focus on the good things. We're trying to put together some things that we used to do a few years back when things were cruising. So we're going to have another big event like we did when we had Luis Ortiz out here, and Jeff Lewis, and so we're starting that whole process again of just having a big event so the industry can see VIP again as like this, you know, they do different things, bigger, better things, and they're family, and it's an awesome place to be. So that's where I'm at right now. Just, you know, keep the energy up, and just don't let that fear factor, I guess, kind of control you, the lizard brain.
Yeah, the doubt can creep in. You gotta turn that. You gotta turn it off.
Yeah,
And turn into energy.
right.
Yeah.
So.
Good. So with the events coming up, getting the energy, good segue, Jason. Dude, thank you for.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. Here's your mark.
What's that?
Here's your
Oh,
mark. The cameraman and the social.
So, rap for us?
No rapping. No rapping before noon, Madrid knows. So yeah, we got the, on April 4th, Thursday at 3 o'clock, we got the VIPpies. So you've heard about the ESPYs, we got the VIPpies. They had, you know, it's kind of a sports themed award show this year, so you all should come and participate so we can give out the awards and recognize everyone that's doing stuff good. The ESPYs had like Timberlake host or JT before, but we got Keith T. He's not as good of a singer, but he's way better dancer and significantly better looking. So you all should come to the VIPpies again Thursday, April 4th. There's going to be a happy hour after that, I believe. At what time, Tara? 5. See, Veronica knows. She doesn't want to come up here, but she is the one that organizes and put everything on, and Veronica always does a kick-ass, amazing job with everything, with the organization of it, putting it on and making sure everyone gets properly recognized. So don't bail out. Everyone come, or everyone that doesn't come has to do a 5-minute video, and that's going to be put on the YouTube channel, so everyone be there. So thank you, guys.
I know Jason's excited about this one because we pitched him 3 or 4 different theme ideas, and he was getting all jittery about his videos and the entertainment factor. So let's have some fun with it. What else I think is that what we've covered everything. Okay, perfect. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Let's get it on.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.